We're in agreement. Let's move to Arizona. This is a fun game, man. The Commanders and the Cardinals. A couple of red teams in the Arizona desert. Both of them have been pretty up and down, but a lot of up in the first few weeks. And I think this is going to be one of the more fun games to watch this week. I'm excited to see some highlights, some explosive plays, both quarterbacks running around the field, making crazy plays that you don't think are possible, some big catches, a cat running across the screen. I think it's going to be a really fun game, and I didn't know who to take, so I just went with the home team, and I'm going Arizona.
I also wasn't really sure who to take in this game. This is my game of the week.
Whoa.
I think it's going to be so much fun. It's two mobile quarterbacks who can get it in the end zone themselves, who can also sling the ball. They're a little bit undersized in different ways, but they're both really fun squads. And both teams were coached at one point by Cliff Kingsbury. So what's up, everybody? You are tuned in to another episode of the Flea Flicker Show. This is the Week 4 predictions. It's just me and Dre this week, just your hosts. Your good old jolly hosts here. No Tyler, no Josh, no LJ. LJ's busy in Europe, fraternizing with a bunch of Italians right now, and Tyler's too busy being a lawyer, and Josh is too busy. So here we are. It's just us guys. Just the two trailers from last week, but happy to touch base with you every single week of the NFL season. Dre, what do we got going on the docket?
Dude, we got the Week 4 preview pod. We're going to talk about all the games that are about to come up this week, and there's some pretty good-looking games coming up that I wasn't sure who to pick, so it should be a fun episode. I'm ready to get into it with you and see if we agree and disagree. I think we're going to have a bunch of different takes here, and I'm only one game behind you, so I think I have some games where I can pick up a win.
We'll see. I actually think there's a lot of games where we're probably going to be at the same decision, really, but we'll see when it's all said and done how it looks out.
We will. You ready to get into it, though?
Yeah. Still want to know what the hell LJ is picking, so.
He's going to pick all the correct teams. That's what's going to happen with LJ. But let's start with Thursday night football, and we're starting off with my team, baby, the New York Giants in MetLife, the Cowboys and the Giants. The Giants have gotten better every week, man, and the Cowboys, they've gotten worse every week. So the Cowboys should be favored here, but you know what? Fuck it. Let's go G-Men, baby. They're going to win this game. We're going to get Malik Neighbors flying over the defense. We're going to get CeeDee Lamb flying on the other side, but he's going to get smoked. Not CeeDee Lamb. Dak Prescott is going to get smoked by Dexter Lawrence. He's going to get smoked by Brian Burns. He's going to get smoked by Kayvon Thibodeau. And the Cowboys are not going to take this game. It's going to be the Giants in a close game, but they're going to pull it off. I'm taking the Giants.
Yeah, I was at kind of an impasse here. I didn't really know who to pick, but I ultimately went the same way. I'm picking the Giants in this game because fuck Dallas. They're looking pretty bad the last couple games. They're at home, and now they're going on the road in division. The Giants took care of business last week. There's no one to deal with CeeDee Lamb. There's no one to deal with the Neighbors. But the Giants have a run game, and Dallas has given up 464 yards on the ground in the last 2 weeks. Evan Singletary is confident enough of a running back, about 200 yards right now rushing, to do something on the ground and make a difference. I'm going to say that he's going to push over 100, get his first 100-yard rushing game as a Giant, and have a game, make a difference. And the Giants are going to win this game 25-17 now.
Ooh, we got the score. I like it. Bet on it. Do it. Do it. Let's move to another game that I think is going to be really fun. Just do it. In Carolina, the Bengals and the Panthers, two big cats are going to go at it in this one, and I think it's going to be a freaking banger of a game. I'm ready to watch it. Andy Dalton at home versus his old team, the Bengals. They've looked better, but they're still losing. Call me crazy, but I am going to take the upset here in this game too. Let's go Red Rifle. Let's go Andy Dalton. Let's go Carolina Panthers.
Oh, Carolina Panthers, baby. I like to see it. This is going to be a good game. I mean, this is 2 weeks ago. We would have said it would have been a fucking disgusting game. Because every game the Panthers were in was disgusting. This game's going to be fun. I think it's going to be pretty high scoring. But I think ultimately I need to see more from the Panthers with Andy Dalton. I don't necessarily think he's going to come out and put up the same performance he did against the Raiders. I think Bengals are going to come away with their first win of the season, going 1-3.
You just don't have enough faith in the Red Rifle. That's your problem, man.
I don't. I've got more faith in Bleach Burrow. I've got more faith in Bleach Burrow, who looked very good against Washington last week. I mean, he's certainly going to be a lot tougher of a matchup than Minshew and the Raiders was in week 3. So I'm saying high-scoring game. What was that?
The Panthers have a better defense than the Commanders, though, too.
But no one expected anything from the Panthers. And do the Panthers have a better defense? They haven't shown anything this year. Outside of the Raiders game, they were been dog shit on offense and defense. So who knows?
They're turning it around, man. They're turning it around, and they're going to show you
around.
They're going to show you in this game.
I don't think Joe Burrow is going to go down 0-4 for the season. I'm saying Bengals are going to pull it out. T. Higgins is going to be a difference maker. He's going to come out and get a TD in this game. Bengals are winning 28-25. Good game.
I think Xavier Leggett's going to come out and get a touchdown in this game. That's what I think. I think he's going to go off. I think it's going to be a crazy fun game, and I am not going to be able to watch it, I don't think, which is really upsetting. But I'm definitely going to check out the highlights. I'll tell you that much. Let's move to Atlanta. Another fun-looking game with the Saints and the Falcons. Divisional matchup. Two teams that are trying to win this division, and they're meeting for the first time this year in what I think is going to be a very fun game. The Saints, they've looked a little better. Although they did lose last week, I think they've looked a little better. So I am going to go with the Saints, but I will not be surprised at all if Captain Kirk pulls this one off in Atlanta. What do you think?
Yeah, this game's in Atlanta. I'm looking at last week as a big indicator. The Eagles showed a recipe for success here with similar skill players on the offensive side in Atlanta to an AJ-less Eagles team, where you have Drake London comparing to Devontae Smith as a wide receiver one type guy there. In elite, well, we're talking about who they played last week. So, of course, I'm talking about it. You brought the Eagles up for me. Bijan, similar to Barkley, very good in the pass game, very good on the ground. He torched the Saints last week. Very good and skilled tight end and Kyle Pitts, better tight end skill-wise than Dallas Goedert. The Falcons have, I think, an overall better defense than the Eagles. So I'm going to say that the Falcons are going to win this game 23-17.
All right, we'll see what happens. We have a couple splits already. I told you it was going to happen. I'm ready to get some more. Let's move to a game that I don't think we're going to be splitting on. In Houston, the Jaguars and the Texans. The Jags, they looked like absolute trash last week. The Texans, they've been a little underwhelming, but they should be able to handle the Jags, right? Right?
Exactly.
Right.
They should be able to handle the Jags. CJ Stroud didn't look like himself last week. Texans should be back, which should help out the Texans, but the Jags are just so bad. I don't see them doing it. I mean, I don't see the Texans flopping 2 weeks in a row either, especially at home. So I think this is going to be the first commanding win really this year for the Texans. The Texans are going to win 30-12 with one of the touchdowns for the Jags coming in garbage time.
I'm liking the like score predictions here. Not used to this.
Really gives an indicator of how I feel about the game.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree with you more. I think the Jags are going to get fucking embarrassed 2 weeks in a row by the Texans this time, though. This is a divisional game, though, too, so it's even more bad. Like, it's even worse, I mean, if the Jags get shit on here. So, let's hope they don't.
But they look like they're going to get shit on every single week. So, I mean, the Jags look bad.
I'm nervous. Will Mac Jones be playing in this game if they're getting shit on?
Like I said to start the season, the Jags' problem last year, they put up points, but their defense was so bad last year, and they did nothing to address it. And now this year, they're not putting up points. So what are you going to do? Like if that team can't put up points, not score people, it's a recipe for disaster. And it doesn't look like it's happening anytime soon.
It is over, dude. Let's go to the second MetLife game of the week with the Broncos and the Jets meeting on the MetLife turf. Will there be an injury in MetLife? I hope not, but we'll see. The Broncos and the Jets, listen, Bo Nix, he looked better last week, but the Jets defense is simply not going to let him look good this week, I don't think. I think they're going to eat him alive, and I think the Jets are just going to absolutely dominate this game. I know Broncos fans probably won't like to hear that, but I just don't see a way that the Broncos can win this game. I really don't. Do you agree?
Yeah, I mean, we're pretty much on the same page there. I mean, even our takes about why it's going to be the same are right there. I mean, Denver does look improved. Bo Nix does look improved compared. Like, that's what you want to see. You want to see that rookie quarterback have a week in, week out improvement. But on the other end, the Jets are also improving week in and week out on the defensive side and on the offensive side with Rodgers. Rodgers looked good last week, and the Jets defense is formidable. They're showing who they were. They're regaining form, and those corners that they have in the back end, there's no one that the Broncos have that can contest for them. So Jets, I don't think the game's going to be terribly high scoring. The Broncos do have a pretty good defense, but I'm having the Jets taking this one 17-7.
Yeah, I'm a little confused on the Jets backfield situation because Breece Hall is like a stud, but they've been getting a lot of carries, giving a lot of carries to the rookie, Braylon Allen. So
yeah,
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I put out our winners and losers from primetime games, and for this game Thursday night, it was really that. I mean, that was one of my winners was Braylon Allen. One of my losers was Breece Hall, because while Breece Hall does command the backfield and is their RB1, he doesn't have that bell cow usage that we thought he was going to in the beginning of the season, that everyone thought he was going to. It's becoming a pretty close split there between them, and Braylon Allen's been more efficient.
It's pretty weird. And he's the youngest player in the league, too, I think. So,
yeah, he
pretty
is.
wild.
He's only 20.
It's crazy, dude. He's only 20.
Fucking king. It's massive, dude.
Jets fans have to be happy with how that offense is looking so far.
Without Garrett Wilson being really involved and no healthy Mike Williams, so it should get better.
Maybe this is the week Garrett Wilson goes off. I don't know.
Against Surtain, I don't think so.
Yeah. Let's move to Aaron Rodgers' old team in Lambeau, the Packers and the Vikings. Another divisional matchup this week, and another one that I think could be an absolute crazy game that's just really fun, and I wasn't sure which way to go in this one. Fred, which way are you going?
This is another one. I was also at an impasse on this game. Like, I didn't really know. I could see it going either way. Both teams look good in their own right. The Vikings look like a legit playoff team right now. The Packers, as well, their defense is looking very good. I'm going to have two scenarios in this game. Love does not play. The Vikings are going to win 26-15. What if Love plays? I'm still picking the same winner, just different score. Vikings win 26-23. So I ultimately just think the Vikings are going to win this game. They look very good defensively, very good offensively. Whether Love plays or not, it's just going to, the only difference that's going to make is the score.
Yeah, I think I think the Packers are really going to try to push Jordan Love to play in this one because it's a really important game for them. But I'm kind of in agreement with you. Even if Jordan Love does play, I don't think he's going to be 100% with the MCL. And I think even if he was completely healthy, I think with the way the Vikings are playing, I would be picking them anyways. So I am going to be picking the Vikings, and I think it's going to be a really good game. If Malik Willis plays, they're still going to be very efficient, but I don't think they're going to be able to be explosive enough to take out a Jordan Jefferson style team. These guys are making big plays week in and week out, and I think they're going to make another big Jefferson one. I always do that. I always fuck up his first name. I don't know why, man. Who the fuck is... I said Jordan, probably. That's what I always do. Who the fuck is Jordan Jefferson? Is that a person? Is that a real person?
It's a person somewhere.
That's true. Jordan Jefferson. He is a 34-year-old former quarterback from Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Apparently. Wow. He played for
somehow
LSU.
It's NFL related somehow.
There we go. But yeah, I'm taking the Vikings too. Let's move to Indianapolis. The Steelers and the Colts are facing off. And listen, I'll admit it, the Steelers are better than I thought. And once again, Tomlins is going to somehow have them on the cusp of the playoffs with zero offensive play. And this defense is just astronomically amazing. They're a force to be reckoned with against everyone. And I just think Anthony Richardson is going to get forced into some mistakes in this one that are going to cost the Colts the game. I don't see how he can, with the way he's played so far, I just don't see him being able to make enough plays against the Steelers defense to win this game. And once again, the Steelers are going to win with zero offense.
Yeah, and once again, I'm going to agree with there. I mean, the Anthony Richardson, very talented player by his athletic ability, but to beat this Steelers defense, you have to be a smart quarterback. You have to be an efficient quarterback. Those are things that he has not displayed. This defense is fast. This defense is aggressive. This defense will hit you in the fucking mouth. They're very good, and they're the reason they're 3-0. They're the reason they made the playoffs last year. They made the playoffs last year, right?
Yeah. I think so.
They did. They squeaked in with that whole Browns, Steelers, who's going to make it in between Browns, Steelers, and Cincy. They did. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, and Mason Rudolph started their playoffs.
Yeah. Mason Rudolph started. Mitch Trubisky started.
Kenny Pickett.
Kenny Pickett started. But the Eagles don't even know if he's going to be their fucking backup this year.
And now Justin Fields.
And Justin Fields is better than all those guys, which he's not great, but he's better than them. And once Russell Wilson comes, he's going to look a hell of a lot better offensively too. So, I mean, I'm also going Steelers here. I don't want to long-wind it longer than I already am. I'm also going Steelers. Their defense is just too good for Anthony Richardson to contend with.
Yeah, and if anyone is curious, Justin Fields was already named the starter for this game, so it will not be Russell Wilson.
No.
He's still not healthy, apparently. I'm not sure what's going on with him.
Sear doesn't want him to get hurt.
Yeah. I really am excited to see them eventually start him. I think the Steelers could be a legit playoff team, possibly, with the way the defense is playing.
Their offense will be a lot better.
Yeah. Theoretically. I think so. Let's move to
my score. I can get my score. Before we move to Chicago, I had Steelers winning this game 22-6.
Ooh, the Colts can't do shit in this game.
Getting one of their scores being defensive.
I think there is possibility of Anthony Richardson having a couple crazy plays, but even then, it's going to be the Steelers.
I could see a deep pass to Pierce or Downs if he was in, but they're not getting anyone really involved. Pittman's invisible out there. Adonai Mitchell's invisible. The only thing that our offense has right now is JT.
Dude, I forgot A.D. Mitchell was drafted by them. He hasn't done anything.
Nothing, dude. Nothing. And he's a very talented receiver.
Crazy. I wonder if Joe Flacco can get them moving if he ever plays.
Yeah. Go ahead and just fucking play Joe Flacco at this point.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move to Chicago, where the Rams and the Bears are going to duke it out. And the Rams are really beat up right now, but they beat up the 49ers last week in a close game. And the 49ers are still better than the Bears, who look like absolute dookie right now with Caleb Williams. So I think the Rams are going to pull this one off. I think it's going to be a bad game, though. So I don't know. I'm taking the Rams.
Yeah, the Rams are depleted, but the Bears aren't good. I'm on the same boat as you. Kyron Williams he's a problem for anybody that they're playing. The Bears do have a pretty decent defense. The Caleb Williams, whether it's the pass game, whether it's the run game, he's a problem. And I think the Rams are just too well coached by McVay to let this game go by them. They beat the San Francisco 49ers last week, and they're a banged up San Francisco team is still better than the Bears. So I also have the Rams coming out ahead in this one. I have it 24-13.
All right. We've been in lockstep for quite a few games now. Let's see if this next one.
And one thing you'll like, because you do like this player, I'll mention him later on. One of my guys this week to hit is Rome Odunze.
Oh,
I think he's going to have. He had a good game last week, but I think he's going to have a breakout game this week, even though it's going to be a losing effort.
Dude, I'm a big Romo Dunes fan. So, Romo Dunes.
Is it O'Dunes or Dunze?
I think it's Odunze, but I like saying O'Dunes. It's funny to me. So, I don't know. But, yeah, we've been in lockstep for the past couple games now. Let's see if this one changes up the pace. In Tampa Bay, the Eagles and the Buccaneers are going to battle. And Fred, this being your team, I'm going to let you take off.
Yeah, I mean, the Bucs look not very good against a not very good Denver team. Meanwhile, Philly beat the Red Hot Saints team. Assuming Lane Johnson plays, assuming Darius Slay plays, and assuming Devontae plays, I'm saying they're good to go. And the Eagles are going to, fingers crossed here, AJB plays as well on Mekhi Becton. But as long as they're relatively healthy, I think they're going to win this one 27-13.
27-13. Get the hell out of here, Fred. A couple teams here that are dealing with some important injuries. The Bucs have some defensive injuries right now that Jalen Hurts can take advantage of if the Eagles' injuries, mostly on the offense side, don't get in the way of that. So, I don't know. I think this could be a close one, personally. I know the Bucs did disappoint, like you mentioned, against the Broncos last week. But I don't think the Eagles are all that good. Outside of Saquon Barkley, my guy, I don't think the Eagles are all that good. I think they're a bit overrated. Will this be a wild card revenge game for Fred and the Eagles here? No, dude. I'm saying Baker Mayfield comes in. Maybe that's a hot take, but he's going to come in and take down the birds, man. He's going to take his shotgun out. He's going to point it in the sky like a true Buccaneer, and he's going to fucking take them out of the sky, man. The Bucs are taking this one.
I'm saying in this game, Kenyon Mitchell gets his first NFL interception. I'm saying that the Eagles get 6 sacks in this game. This team is going to fucking come at Baker like a fucking man out of hell, and they're going to take it to him. They're going to take it to him.
Listen, I'm saying Bucky Irving snatches his first pair of ankles. Snatches his first pair of ankles in this game when he completely annihilates, what's his name? Slay?
Darius Slay.
Darius Slay's ankles. They're going to be on the turf in this one. Is it a turf in Tampa? I'm not sure. But they're done. Bucky Irving's going to crush them. And Baker Mayfield, he's going to be taking names too. He's thrown at least one touchdown to Chris Godwin, probably a second one to Mike Evans.
Don't even get thrown to Chris Godwin.
Who's the tight end? Is it Cade? Is it Otten or something like that?
Otten. I don't see that. Nothing's happening with Cade Otten.
Cade Otten is going to completely run over whoever the hell your linebacker is. I don't even know who that guy is. Like, the Bucs are taking it, dude. Just get over it,
bro.
Accept it.
I have to watch it with my neighbor. He's from Tampa, so I'll probably have to watch it with him.
Take the L with a bit of class and move on with your day. All right?
Speaking of moving on, 3-1 on the season, commanding lead in the NFC East, baby. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's move to the 49ers in San Francisco. The Patriots are coming to town, and the 49ers injuries could make this a decent game. The Pats defense has been relatively solid, but I still don't have much faith in a bad Patriots team, so I'm still going to take the 49ers. It'll probably just be a disappointing game to watch. That's all.
Yeah, almost I couldn't find this game because I didn't really put much there for notes. My only note is Patriots stink. So the 49ers, they're going to take this game. It's no questions asked. Even a depleted 49ers team is worlds better than the Patriots team, where Jacoby Brissett put up less than 100 yards passing last week. Less than 100 yards. That's fucking disgusting. Like, I understand they played the Jets defense. The Jets defense is awesome, but they did not look that in the first 2 weeks. That was their get-right game. And the fucking Patriots are going to be the get-right game for the 49ers defense. 49ers take this game 27-10.
Yikes. Will we see Drake May appear in this game? That's a question.
So Drake, let's go on heels.
Yeah, I don't know. Pats are getting crushed. We're in agreement. Let's move to Arizona. This is a fun game, man. The Commanders and the Cardinals. a couple of red teams in the Arizona desert. Both of them have been pretty up and down, but a lot of up in the first few weeks. And I think this is going to be one of the more fun games to watch this week. I'm excited to see some highlights, some explosive plays, both quarterbacks running around the field, making crazy plays that you don't think are possible, some big catches, a cat running across the screen. I think it's going to be a really fun game, and I didn't know who to take, so I just went with the home team, and I'm going Arizona.
I also wasn't really sure who to take in this game. This is my game of the week.
Whoa.
I think it's going to be so much fun. It's two mobile quarterbacks who can get it in the end zone themselves, who can also sling the ball. They're a little bit undersized in different ways, but they're both really fun squads. And both teams were coached at one point by Cliff Kingsbury. So I think it's going to be very fun. It's going to be a great game. But I'm also taking the Cardinals in this game. I'm taking them 33-31.
Dude, you know what? I didn't even think about Cliff Kingsbury. This is a Cliff Kingsbury revenge game, dude. He's going to be going off on all cylinders against the Cardinals. Should I switch my pick? I don't know. I'm nervous.
I don't know. It's tough. It's tough. I mean, Jaden Daniels, it's great. I just think I think Kyler Murray is going to do as much as he can before Call of Duty comes out. So he's going to just ball his ass off. After not being able to do too much last week against Detroit, McBride's getting a tutty. Harrison, tutty. Connor, tutty.
No Trey Benson?
No Trey Benson.
No Trey Benson.
No Trey Benson. I'd like to see Trey Benson get a tutty, but Terry McLaurin, 2 tutties. Brian Robinson, tutty. Zach Ertz, over 50 yards.
Over 50 yards.
Just like shot down there. I don't know about a tutty, but he'll be all right. He'll be all right.
I mean,
there's not as much there for the Commanders in terms of people I think are as impactful. I think that Harrison Jr., McBride, Wilson, Dortch, Connor, I think they're more of an impact than McLaurin, Robinson, Ertz. Who else is there? Noah Brown.
Baby McCaffrey, man.
McCaffrey. I would love to see McCaffrey get a touchdown, though. That'd be fun.
This will be his go-off game. Cardinals defense is kind of stinky, all right? McCaffrey can make a move here.
Let's go-off game.
I'm going to stick with the Cardinals, though. I really, really did think about switching to the Commanders, but I'm going to stick with the Cardinals.
Yeah, especially after how they played on Monday night.
Yeah. All right, let's move to L.A. The Chiefs and the Chargers going into L.A. It might look like a Chiefs home game up there. I'm not sure. The Chargers usually don't get too many fans coming up to them, and the Chiefs usually get a crap load. So this game doesn't really move the needle much for me. The Chargers are pretty beat up. Both tackles are hurt. Joe Alt's probably going to miss the game. Justin Herbert was hobbling around and had to get taken out of the game last week. He's got a high ankle sprain. Honestly, I think that they should just sit Justin Herbert and take the L in this one and play the backup quarterback, because I think they're going to get annihilated either way. I'm taking the Chiefs. I don't have much hope for the Chargers in this one.
Yeah, apparently this is one I didn't even write down because apparently I didn't care enough because it requires no notes. I mean, the Chiefs are the Chiefs. They have Patrick Mahomes. He's getting the job done. Doesn't matter who the team is. And then they have the reps. So they have the two best players in this game, Mahomes and the reps. So Rashee Rice is going to have a day. But, I mean, the Chargers defense is pretty decent, but they're not good enough to slow down the Chiefs. Even if they don't have Pacheco, even if they don't have Hollywood Brown, even if Kelsey Sexton's here, it doesn't matter. Chiefs are winning this one 26-9.
Yikes. I'm thinking we see Taylor Heineke playing in this one, and it's going to be rough for the Chargers.
Taylor Heineke plays, he makes it a game.
Hey,
I'm going to call it. He's going to come in. I'm not changing my pick, but he's going to come in for Justin Herbert in like the second quarter. And halftime. He's going to come in after halftime, and he is going to get like 2-3 touchdowns second half.
You changing your score like that?
Bro, where the did this come from? Should Taylor Heineke be starting for the Chargers?
That's what all the news is going to be. He's going to be a pickup on the waiver wires.
Yeah, he's going to be a pickup on the waiver wires. People are going to pick him up. People are going to start him. They're going to be pissed off when he goes a goose egg and doesn't start the next week. No. Taylor Heineke, he's a fun player. He's not that good. He's a fun player, though, and he can sneak out a couple touchdowns when you're least expecting it. So,
hey, he must be Tom Brady in the playoffs once upon a time.
Yeah, he puts up some fun games. He's not the most talented quarterback, but he gives so much with his heart, that he can be right there.
Yeah, he's definitely a fun guy. Do you think Carson Steele's gonna be getting have a game in this one?
I don't fucking know. Carson Steele. I think it'll be probably pretty similar to the last game. 70 yards is probably, I think, what is a good place to sit for him. I don't think he's going to go off by any means, but then again, it's the Chiefs. You never know. Yeah. It's another week. I think they'll probably get Kareem Hunt a little bit involved. I don't think he's going to take. Right, dude. I don't think he's going to take the backfield at all. But as long as Carson Steele is productive, I think he's going to be the lead back. But I do think they'll try to keep like Kareem Hunt involved. They'll try to keep Ryan involved, and that's going to limit the impact of Steele.
Will this be a Travis Kelce get right game? No, absolutely not. All right, we've talked enough about this game. It's not even a fun game. Let's move to
I had no
Vegas.
Notes on it, so it's not fun.
Yeah, let's move to Vegas. The Brownies and the Raiders. They're going to the Black Dome of Vegas. Two teams that are coming off pretty disappointing losses where they both lost their star defensive player that are questionable to play in Myles Garrett with his foot injury and Max Crosby with the high ankle sprain. Yeah, I think I'm going to take the home team, the Raiders. I still don't trust the Browns offense at all. And with Myles Garrett questionable, I do think Myles Garrett plays, but with him questionable, it makes it even harder to pick the Brownies. For the Raiders, if Max Crosby doesn't suit up, I might switch to the Browns, but I still just don't trust Deshaun Watson, so I'm going with the Raiders.
Yeah, I don't. All fair takes there, and apparently this is one I have notes on as well. So I don't know what the hell I'm thinking right now, but the Raiders, look, they have Devontae Adams. Jacoby Myers looked good late in the game last week, even though 5 of his catches were with Aiden O'Connell. I do think that is going to show to get him more involved in the offense. And they do have Bowers as well. So they do have 3 good weapons there. David Njoku hasn't been healthy all season. Who knows if he's going to play this week? The only thing the Browns have is Amari Cooper. Both teams beating down their best pass rusher. I'm taking the Raiders in this game. They are the home team. They're one of those teams that is going to be good, bad throughout the year. And I think they're not going to get embarrassed like they did last week. Gardner Minshew, 3 touchdowns in this game. They're going to end up taking it 25-13.
Okay. That's pretty
Deshaun Watson.
solid.
Deshaun Watson in Vegas. Brothels are legal. There's too much temptation in Vegas for Deshaun Watson.
Will he show up to the game?
I don't know if he'll even be there. But if Jameis Winston starts, that's a whole different ball game.
That is a whole different ball game. We'll be going crazy. Did you see
they'd be better with Jameis Winston. Deshaun Watson's a pilot.
I agree.
He's
I like Jameis. Dude, every time the Browns have quarterback sneak, they switch out Deshaun Watson for Jameis Winston. And it's the stupidest thing. Okay, I wonder if they're going to run the ball. What are you doing?
The bigger body.
I don't understand it.
The bigger body. But yeah, I'm done with that one.
Okay. All right. Let's move to Sunday Night Football in Baltimore. The Bills and the Ravens in my game of the week. It's going to be a battle. It's going to be a banger between two squads that want to make a strong playoff run this year. The Bills, they look really good right now. Josh Allen is taking over games. He's running all over the field. He's passing all over the field. He's going absolutely crazy. The Ravens, also a couple runners, Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry. They're going to be getting it in this one. I like both of these teams in this game, and I think it's going to come down to the wire. And when it comes down to the wire, we have last year's MVP and this year's MVP favorite. I'm taking this year's MVP favorite in the Buffalo Bills to win the game.
Yeah, dude. I mean, the Buffalo Bills are on fire right now. The Ravens, they're limping into this. They got a win last week, but they almost let it go. They almost lost by giving up 3 fourth-quarter touchdowns. They let off the gas in the fourth quarter of every single game that they're in. And I think the Bills are a better team. They're better defensively. They have a better running game. They have a better quarterback. Both receiving corpses aren't anything to be excited about, but the quarterback play in the Buffalo get the job done with less than what Lamar Jackson can. If you gave Flowers to Josh Allen, Flowers would be the top wide receiver in fucking the league right now. The Bills are going to take this. The Bills are going to take it. I don't think I have it as high as you in terms of its competitiveness and how it's going to be. I have it as 34-22 Buffalo. Buffalo looks so fucking good right now. I don't think the Ravens can hang them.
I like it, and I hope the Bills pull it off. I really do.
Honestly, the Bills look like more of a contender now than they did the past 3 years. Like, with Stephon Diggs, they like more of a contender without him.
Will they get figured out? Are they a one-trick pony with Josh Allen? I don't know.
I don't think so. I mean, they got so many people involved last week.
True, they did. He's really spreading the ball around, and that's very good for their offense.
I said that to James in the offseason. James, huge Bills fan, that I thought this was going to make him, the Diggs trade, even if it was tough to start, that it would make him a better quarterback in the long run because he's not going to be hyper-targeting one individual. He's going to learn to spread the ball around. He's going to learn to take advantage and read the defense better based on his wide receivers' routes instead of just banking on one guy.
Speaking of Diggs, I mean, look at him now. They traded him to the Texans, and C.J. Stroud's forcing the ball to him and throwing picks. Like, maybe Diggs is the problem.
Diggs might be the problem, dude.
Let's move to Monday Night Football. 2 games on the docket, 2 weeks in a row. They're really pushing football on us.
I hate the Monday Night Football 2 games thing.
I'm not a fan of it either, man. Keep it at one game, dude.
They're primetime games. Why are they sharing the spotlight? Like, it makes sense during Sunday slate when there's 4, 6 games. But, like, it's primetime football. There's 1 game on Thursday. Why are there 2 games on Friday? Or 2 games on Monday. Put a game on Friday. Get a Friday game going.
Yeah. Teams don't like the Monday Night Football game either. Like, why are you forcing more teams to do it?
It's dumb. Anyway, let's get into it.
Yeah, this one is the first one on the docket is in Miami. The Titans and the Dolphins are going to be in the hot sun on the Dolphins sideline. This is kind of my shitter of the week. I think it's going to be a bad game. I think it's not going to be very fun. The Dolphins, we don't even know who's playing quarterback for them in this one. Will it be Tim Boyle? Will it be Tyler Huntley? Will Skylar Thompson be back? Will Mike McDaniels go out there and play it himself? I don't know. The Dolphins, either way, are going to be struggling to get the ball down the field. Hopefully maybe they can do some dinking and dunking. They have some really solid weapons there, but the Titans defense is pretty solid. So I think it'll be tough sledding for them. The Titans, I mean, as long as Will Levis doesn't throw the game away and doesn't throw a bunch of picks, I feel like the Titans should be favored here to win it. Yeah. And that's honestly who I'm going to go with. I don't trust Will Levis, but I can't trust anyone that the Dolphins run out there. So yeah, I'm taking the Titans.
Yeah. 1,000% in agreement here with you as well. There's no Tua gives the Titans in the win column on the season. It should give Will Levis some confidence here because the Dolphins defense just honestly isn't very good either. I mean, they do have Jalen Ramsey, which he's awesome, but now that he has a connection with DeAndre Hopkins again, now that he has a connection with Calvin Ridley, that's 2 very good receiving weapons. Good receiving running backs, nothing really there in terms of a run threat, but I think it's going to be. I was struggling with the score here and picking the Titans. I agree with that. The Titans defense is very good. They're a lot better than people give them credit for. And Miami can't do much of anything on offense. So I was going back and forth whether it was going to be like a 26-6 blowout or be relatively close. But I ended up settling it relatively close because I still inevitably think there's going to be some Will Levis blunders. I'm saying 17-6.
That's a fair score. Now, if they trade for Trey Lance midweek, he starts with no practice reps. Do you think he'll do good?
No. No, dude. I mean, Trey Lance is talented, but if he was just thrown in to start, I don't think he's the smartest quarterback at this point in his career. He'd throw like 4 or 5 interceptions.
That's tough.
He has a ton of talent, but it's the mental aspect that he doesn't have quite there.
Dude, I don't know why the Dolphins got rid of Mike White in the offseason. He's
solid
better
backup.
than Clemson.
Solid backup.
Yeah. They might have made some noise last week with Mike White. I don't know, but whatever. That game's poop. Let's move to the last game on the docket, the second Monday Night Football game, and the better Monday Night Football game in Detroit, the Seahawks and the Lions. Like I said, it's a better game, but I think you still have to take the Lions. I don't think it'll be a great game. The Seahawks, they might give them a little scare, a few problems, but it's in Detroit. It's not in Seattle. 12th man will not be in attendance. And the Seahawks honestly didn't look all that stellar last week either. Geno threw a couple picks. I mean, they have DK. Kenneth Walker might be back, so they can make noise. And the Lions didn't look stupendous against the Cardinals either, so maybe you can make a case for the Seahawks, but I think the Lions are just going to not dominate them, but I think they're just going to be better than them. So I got to take the Lions.
Yeah, I think this game should be pretty fun. I mean, the Lions, they're the favored team here. Seahawks are 3-0. They are playing pretty good football right now. But going in Detroit, the Lions' run defense looks very good, and the run game is the heartbeat of the Seattle offense. So if they can't get that going, if they can't dominate the run game, it might not be very pretty for them. But ultimately, I do have it being a pretty close game, and I have it being 28-25 Lions.
I like that. I hope it is something like that because we like good games around here. Are there any overtime games this week?
That one might be an overtime game. Be a fun overtime game there.
I was just thinking. I'm thinking Bills Ravens might be overtime. I know you're not high on that one as an overtime game, but Cowboys Giants, that'd be fun overtime.
I hope it's not, because I hope the guys just commandingly beat Dak into the ground.
I hope Dak is literally shedding tears by the third quarter. All right.
Wondering why he took that contract in Dallas.
I should have left. I could have been playing for New York.
Oh, yes. God, if I was in Miami right now.
Oh, yeah. He'd be crushing it in Miami, to be real.
Crushing it, dude.
Yeah.
I don't like that, but he's a good passer. He'd be killing it, man.
Yeah. That rounds out the slate, though. Fred, were you planning on doing any fantasy notes here, or are you saving that for the Instagram?
No, I'll put it on Instagram, but I have a couple guys here. I'm going with one of your guys to start there, running back. He's one of my starts of the week. Devin Singletary, I brought him up earlier on. He's going against a terrible Cowboys run defense that has been gashed for 465 yards in the last 2 weeks. So even a modest outing puts him over 100 yards. I'm saying he's not a huge day. He's going to have his coming out party with the Giants this week. Go ahead and book it. On the other end of the spectrum at running back, I'm saying to sit Rachaad White. We are saying that Bucky Irving is going to take over that backfield, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Rachaad White stinks. He's not efficient. He's not good. Bucky Irving is the high priority waiver pickup here, and he's also going to take over this backfield, sit Rachaad White this week. Staying with the running backs, I am also sitting J.K. Dobbins. Chiefs have been a formidable defense, especially against the run. They've had halted better running backs than Dobbins on the season so far. So I'm saying Dobbins going to have a quiet game this week. And then to start a running back, Aaron Jones, revenge game against the Green Bay Packers. Book Aaron Jones to have a solid game. Going to wide receiver.
Like that.
Revenge game, dude. Because they just should have fucking let him go.
He will, too.
He will. Going with a game that is last 3 weeks, really, this person has not even been sniffing the start situation because of their quarterback play. But Adam Thielen takes a hit to the IR. Andy Dalton's at quarterback, putting up 300 plus passing yards, making the Panthers offense look better than ever. Not ever, but better than they have in recent years. Deontay Johnson, he's the only really good offensive player there. He's going to look once again very good, put up a very good outing last week. He's going to do the same thing this week again.
Hell yeah.
Going for that.
Hell yeah.
Wide receiver, I already mentioned this guy that's going to have a good game. Roma Dunze, he's going to have a solid outing this week. I'm going to book him to be the pass catcher for the Bears in this week's slate. Other guy to start, Devontae Adams versus the Browns. The Brownies, they give up pass yards. You can attest to it last week. They gave up a fucking day to Malik Neighbors. And Malik Neighbors, while he is a dominant rookie, he is not Devontae Adams yet. So Devontae Adams is going to torch the Browns defense. On the other end of the spectrum, you should sit Lazard. I know he's got a lot of hot commodity action right now, but it's another week, another increase in usage for Williams, but decreased usage for Lazard. The two go hand in hand. Williams is the better receiver, so go ahead and sit Lazard this week. Also staying on the same team, fade Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson is going to be going up against Patrick Surtain this week, who is one of the best shutdown corners in the NFL, and Garrett Wilson has not done much this season to begin with, so he should not do that much this week. Let's go ahead. One more receiver. Two more receivers. I got two here. Sit Michael Pittman. Hasn't done shit. Anthony Richardson sucks. Pittman's good. Richardson sucks this year. It's a tough battle. Sit Jalen Waddle. With Noah Tua there, he sucks. He's not good. The whole offense sucks without Tua. So, Preach was actually worth the money. He was worth the payday he got. Let's go over to quarterbacks. Don't have a ton of notes here, but
you forgot your receivers, Mike Godwin and Mike Evans, or Chris Godwin and Mike Evans.
To start,
they're both going over 100, 3 touchdowns apiece. Let's go.
Nah. Chris Godwin could be a start. Honestly, Mike Evans. I mean, that game could be a very fun game. It could be both guy receivers do well. I have no fucking idea, but I'm going the Eagles. Eagles are going to win that game. Devontae Smith.
Is that what that was?
Dallas Goedert. Crush it. Dotson is going to show up for the first time ever this fucking year.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Come on. We're reaching.
It's going to happen. Going to quarterbacks, though, you should start Jaden Daniels. You should start him pretty much every week. But he has a good matchup there. Should start this week. And on the same game, you're going to start Kyler Murray. Both of these quarterbacks are running threats. Both these quarterbacks are playing good football right now. Go ahead and start both of them. And as a streamer, Andy Dalton. I don't buy him putting up the same performance as last week, but I think he is a serviceable guy if your starting quarterback is hurt. Lamar Jackson, sit him. Going into Buffalo defense, they shut down everybody this year. Lamar Jackson looks like shit as a quarterback. 15 pass touchdowns a game. I'm not playing him. Matt Stafford against Chicago played well last week, but Chicago's defense has been playing pretty well, whereas San Francisco was not. It might be a pretty tough outing for Matt Stafford, who is more of a real-world quarterback than a fantasy quarterback, so sit him. And finally, at the tight ends, rounding it out, if he plays, Evan Ingram, start him against Houston. They need something to happen there in Jacksonville, and he's a playmaker that they've been missing. And then Mike Gesicki for Carolina, against Carolina, start.
All right.
Oh, wait, no. I had Ingram as a sit. Why the fuck did I say start? I had Ingram as a sit. He's a playmaker they've been missing, but he's been out pretty much all season. If they go ahead and start him, sit him against Houston. But if he doesn't play, you're going to sit Strange against Houston. He's been very good in tight ends.
And that was Fred's Fantasy Corner.
All right. Well, that's a wrap on another episode. Make sure to like, subscribe, and follow. Check out the merch store, check out the pod, check out the IG, check out the Twitter, the TikTok, whatever the fuck you're looking at these days.
But check out the Giants smoking the Cowboys on Thursday night too.
And check out the Eagles going 3-1, taking commanding lead in the NFC
Eh.
East.
We'll see.
All right, later.
Peace.
I gotta change a diaper, and you gotta get to work, right?